This is a 1997 LX450 that I just picked up in trade for some work, and obviously it was involved in a T-bone collision. Previous owner is okay, was not in any bodily harm, but we've got a lot of work to do to make this thing acceptable as far as the body panels go. Passenger side is in really good shape, driver's side not so much. But of course it runs and drives. Has 330,000 miles on it. We'll need a new front bumper, and it's gonna need a ton of work on this driver's side here. So front fender is pretty much gone. Fender flare is still intact, and those go for about 400, so that's good. But the driver's side door is completely gone. And the big issue is going to be this A-pillar here and whether or not it can be pulled out. Good news is the rear driver's door does open and close, sort of. So there's a lot of whistling and road noise when you're driving it, but it drives straight, frame is good. This A-pillar here is what's gonna have to be pulled out with a winch. I'm not gonna take it to a body shop. I technically got this for free for doing some work for the owner, previous owner. Rebuilt his burr fields or his knuckles on his identical 97 LX. First things first, we need to figure out how we're gonna get this door out from the door jamb. So it's been lodged in here, and we're gonna have to end up cutting through it in order to release it so that we can install our new door. So I was able to cut out a good chunk of this section here. So this inner part here, I was able to cut the two pieces holding the lock mechanism inside the door. So we should be able to theoretically open this. And that's not happy over there. Yeah, and it just wants to be closed, so we might have a little more of a job on our hands than we anticipated. As I try to open it, it's digging into this front quarter here. So I'm gonna take a little bit of material off right here, and then hopefully that'll allow it to open. Moment of truth. And there we go. So the idea was to use as many of these door card internal parts as possible. That may quickly turn into just getting everything new and or used, but we got the door open. So now we need to loosen these 12mm bolts that are holding the door into the body, and then take this pin out here, and then we should be able to remove a couple connectors and take the whole thing off. I want to start by disassembling this whole thing, which means that the door handle has to come off as well as the locking mechanism and all of this plastic. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this door handle. Don't you just hate when a YouTuber goes, and all you have to do is remove this one bolt and then it cuts to this step? Well, that's kind of what happened here. The reason is it didn't make for great content, and I was fiddling around with a bunch of stuff, and anyways, door is out. I didn't actually realize that you can remove this harness from the inside, and that would have made my life a lot easier. But the harness is strung out, no pun intended, and the door is removed. Now what we have here is our new door, or our donor door, and it is not the right color. So this is 1B1, I believe, champagne. It's got some pearl in it. It's gonna be real hard to come through on camera, but it does have some pearl and of course clear coat. So what I'm gonna do, get this sanded and prep for paint. This can of paint costs $48. It is the right color, I did confirm, but I want to use that sparingly. So I'm going to sand it and really just paint the inside a little bit, but make sure the outside is painted. As far as I can tell, the cladding or these I don't know what you call these pieces here, are the correct color. Might be wrong, but it's close enough for me anyways. So I'm gonna get this sanded and then prep it for paint. So I took some 80 grit sandpaper and sanded the door down to where the new paint is going to adhere to the surface a little bit better. This obviously isn't a professional grade paint. We're just doing a one stage or just a sand and then paint and then clear coat and call it a day so we can get this thing back on the road. I want to emphasize that I know that this is a very scuffed way to do this repair. However, since this vehicle is technically totaled, I don't want to spend any more money than I have to just to get it running. Sure, I could take it to a body shop and pay cash and probably get a good deal on them putting it on the rack, using the chains to pull this out properly. But I had a sneaking suspicion that if I just took my winch from the come and swap landcruiser, a recovery strap, that I could pull this A-pillar out just enough to get the doors to seal. Then it was just a matter of swapping all the locks, door handles, and cards to the new doors. Well, we'll start out by showing the good side of the vehicle, and then it slowly gets worse. We've got some dents here on the front fascia. This little trim piece is all bent out of shape. The inner fender is bent. And unfortunately, the bumper brackets for the LX450 and the landcruiser are slightly different. So couldn't really get the landcruiser bumper mounted on there yet. I may do that eventually, or may see about doing like a coastal off-road or maybe another overkill racing and chassis weld together kit. What do you guys think? What would you like to see on there? So this is on 33s. Here's the driver's side. From a distance, without much exposure, it appears to be decently clean, except for this large dent, which is still there. I'm not gonna really worry about pulling that out. It's just too far gone. I'd have to weld a bunch of washers and use a slide hammer. But these are the new door pieces, or the new doors rather. And from here, you can't really tell until you start to look down the body lines from the rear. It's a bit of a gap in the rear here, but it's sealed pretty well. So driving down the highway, didn't have a whole lot of noise. This is just not ideal here, obviously, having this big gap, but the weather sealing does its job. Tried to weld some washers on this kickout panel here. I have just removed that plastic superficial trim piece and basically just tried to weld those on, use a slide hammer. Didn't work that great. Maybe I'll just leave those on. Actually just ended up using a bottle jack in between the frame and that rocker panel, and that got it bent back into shape decently well. It's never gonna be 100%, but for a pretty good price, we've got an LX450 as a daily. So let's check operation of the doors here. Still does catch on the door latch here. You have to give it a good slam. So that won't close it. That closes it though. And then we're real close in this seam right here. I might actually have to grind down a little bit of this door here, but I don't care. And then this one closes pretty good. So all in all, not too displeased with how I was able to pull out that rocker. Missing the seat switch here, so seat is locked in its current state. So the winch did a good job here. Still never gonna be perfect unless I was to cut and weld a new A-pillar, which I'm not interested in doing. Paint came out decent. I didn't really sand it great. You can see a ton of swirl marks and or sanding marks. Again, don't really care. Let's take a little look under the hood. So replaced hood struts, the cheap Amazon ones for like 20 bucks. Also did replace the power steering pump, and we'll be doing the reservoir. I believe this is kind of getting clogged. There's a little filter in there, so that's getting clogged. I didn't film replacing the pump because it's so hard to get a camera down in there. It's not a hard job, it's getting the old hoses out, which were super cracked and brittle. which was not fun. But this has 330,000 miles on it, starts up and drives every time. And now this is just a good daily driver. This is gonna be something I just use while diesel prices are high. Still driving the come and swap cruiser, but this is pretty cool. Have another Land Cruiser in the family. So we've got the berths need to be rebuilt eventually. We all know they'll go for a long time. They're leaking a little bit, but that's very common. But we've got a parts slash donor vehicle in good shape. So get a load of this. This is the original MSRP sheet from the Lexus of Spokane up here. I don't even think they're in business anymore, but we've got $51,000 back in 1997, with an estimated 13 and 15 miles per gallon. We all know that's not true. Maybe it was when they first came out, but this side we're pretty straight on, and interior is in good shape. Back bumper flare was hit during the accident, not too worried about that either. Rear taillight lens is broken. I have one that I'm going to install. And then of course the third row seats, so nobody wants these. You can't even give these away. But I'm just gonna keep them because who knows, maybe I'll end up with 5 kids eventually. Anyways, I think we did pretty well for getting this for free. Of course, we did have to do some mechanical work in order to get it. But hey, look, it's a good pickup. We've got a parts vehicle. I'm super stoked. What would you guys like to see happen with this build? What about a CX Racing turbo kit or like an eBay cheap turbo kit with no tuning, just to see how much horsepower we can gain out of doing a cheap setup? Let me know down in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.